Why? Again, the way of seeing things is completely modified. They used to accept those situations. They used to accept, tolerate the condition. They used to share. And then somehow they used to come out of it. But there's no conception of divorce. As the limits of acceptance reduced so much. Because people are not seeing husband as a husband, and husband is not seeing wife as a wife. They're seeing through different perception. That is a core problem, dear devotees. So much changing, so many changes. Is that helping? Are those changes helping in any way? No, it is not helping. No, if these things are not helping, then the voice which is raised by Arjuna is perfectly matching to what we have today. If the principles of Varnashrama is not being established, not being spoken, not being understood, not being applied in the life, then what's going to happen? Degradation. Because the next generation will not know what we are supposed to do. They only know only four things, which we generally learn from their previous life. Ahara, Nidra, Bhaya, Maidanam, Cha, that's about it. And then further you work, further you make a livelihood, further you earn, further you do this, you do that, so many other things. Further you have luxury, everything based on those four principles. Is that a human form of life? That is an animalistic consciousness. Because thinking about oneself is animalistic consciousness. That animalistic consciousness, is it helping in any way? It is not helping in any way. That is the core reason why Arjuna is telling. This is the reason why I'm not fighting. This is a very strong reason actually. Very, see, the person who's thinking on a selfless plane only, he will speak like this. If Duryodhana was being kept in the situation, he would immediately tell, yes, let us kill them right away. And that was also one of the core reasons why he is opting for Narayana's Sainya. That Narayana Sainya is very, very powerful. No one can dethrone them. They're very powerful personalities. He knows the greatness of those personalities. That's why he requested them, because through them he can get his kingdom back. That means if you see from his perception, he's doing everything, whatever he is doing, for his own thing. Just like in the so-called society, they get divorced because he wants to be happy. And the Prabhupada actually says, no, as per karma, you have to go through that. If you take divorce, then what are you doing? You're postponing your karma. That means the same thing has to apply either in the next tenure of this life, or in the next janma, or in the next birth. Janma means next birth. Krishna is telling janma karma chame divyam. The birth activities of the Supreme Lord are divyam. That means when we are connected to the divyam, what happens is our janma, our activities, our birth will also become divyam. Because what are we connected? We are connected to the absolute truth. Just like we discussed yesterday, right? We have children, but these children are part and parcel of the Lord. Just like we are part and parcel of the Lord, the children are also part and parcel of the Lord. That means the children are also helping us to realize our own individual part and parcel. Not only that, through our own realization, they are also realizing that they are also part and parcel of the Lord. That means not just in one way, two ways it is benefiting. This is the greatness of this Krishna consciousness process. Especially hearing the truth from our beloved acharyas, their words, their vani. It's very powerful. It's directly descending the devotees. The truth is directly descending from the spiritual realm. If we take this truth to our heart, doesn't matter which situation we were. Today in the afternoon, my sister's children came. I had a headache because I woke up in the morning. I was feeling I had to take a half an hour rest. Somehow they came. I was thinking, should I sleep or not? Then I was thinking, no, this is a service. Now we opened Gita. We had some discussion. We were reading some slokas. I don't know where that headache went. And then there this went, and then I just came here. That means when we try to do something in our life out of our box, then what happens? The Lord mercy is invoking at that time. Please understand here, Arjuna is actually thinking out of box, not for his well-being, but for the well-being of the entire society. But through this well-being also, still he is not getting that happiness or satisfaction. Why? There is higher purpose on that. Likewise, if you are not getting happiness or satisfaction, you need to understand there is something which I have to do. That means not every time I'll get happiness and satisfaction, but I have to do. If I am doing to please them, doesn't matter whether we are getting happiness or not, but our heart will be satisfied. Doesn't matter. We don't have to. We don't have to invest so much. Whatever little we have, if we do that to the best of the ability, then it's beneficial. So it's very important. God is not telling us to open up a big temple. Do whatever you best can. Could be a small place, you can open that. You cannot open that. Just open up, you have your home. Use that in the service of the Lord. Because when we begin doing this, when we begin hosting, when we begin doing Krishna Katha programs, when we begin hearing, understanding the truth more on a deeper level, then what happens? It is our time. Then what happens? Devotees. Our time is engaged in this. Then when our energy and time is engaged in this, then it doesn't go into the material realm. What does it mean going into the material realm? That is also we have to discuss. The moment I begin complaining about the others, that it's a way to understand. Kuch problem aa gaya. What is the problem? Because I was thinking about this today. When will be the conditions or he will think about these problems, forgetting the real problem. The so-called problem which is thinking, is that a problem? That is not a problem. But he's thinking that it is a problem. That means what is the real problem? Because the real problem is forgetfulness of his real identity. That is his real problem. When the sadhaka is forgetting his real identity, then he will think about other problems. That's how he changes his state of consciousness. To change from gear 1 to gear 2, you have to press clutch. Then you change the gears for the car. Again from 2 to 3, again you have to press the clutch. 3 to 4, again the same thing. 4 to 5, again the same thing. Again from 5 to 2, again the same thing. You have to use the clutch. So what does this signify? State of consciousness. Consciousness will not change just like that. It requires a reason and a logic. The reason and the logic is the clutch. The clutch is like is like a middleman, Tatastha Shakti. Through the Tatastha Shakti, it can either go up, it can either go down. So that is the nature of the soul. It can either go up in the spiritual realm, or you can use that same Tatastha to come down, which is a material realm. That means that Tatastha is the independence which is given to us by the Lord. That means if I begin complaining about the others, means they are what is if you are in the material realm, we are not in the spirit, we are not in the spiritual realm. If you are in the spiritual realm, we are not in the material realm. The jiva cannot be in both. The jiva thinking that he can do both, but he technically is not doing both. He's doing only one. A lot of devotees they say, "Oh, I can manage both material life and spiritual life." I say, Baba, you're not managing both material and spiritual. You're doing material or spiritual. You don't do both. You cannot do both. That means technically the so-called materialism which is being manifested, that is not just that is only material, it's fully material actually. Likewise, spiritual, it is complete spiritual. At a moment, it looks both, but when we take it as a both, we cannot go forward. If a sadhaka has to go forward, he can either go progress or he can digress. He cannot stay at one place. It's a continuous process. In Krishna consciousness, every day you either increase your consciousness or you either decrease your consciousness. You cannot limit your consciousness because Atma cannot expect that limitness, that limiting process, limiting factor. Because Atma is not that. Na? Atma is eternal. If something is eternal, it requires continuous feeding. If it is not feeding Krishna consciousness, it will feed, it will take another feed. But feeding has to happen. Feeding has to definitely happen. It cannot stay in one place. The clutch is a factor, the deciding factor. Because at the clutch level only, you will have the thought, you'll have this thought, you'll have this judgment mentality. Oh, should I go to gear 3 or should I come to gear 2? It depends on the situation and circumstances. If your speed has to be increased, then you have to go to gear 3. The speed has to be reduced, you have to come to gear 2. That means you have a choice. That means you have a situation, you have a circumstance. To that situation and circumstance, you either increase or you either decrease. Exactly this is happening in Krishna consciousness. It depends on our desires. We can either increase our consciousness or we can decrease our consciousness. No, here Arjuna doesn't want to fight. So he has reasons for that. When he is trying to find those reasons, he's getting this. Oh Krishna, what's going to happen if I kill all these elderly personalities? They will be bewildered totally. The next generation will be totally bewildered. They cannot understand what this Varnashrama Dharma is. And then the next generation after that, they don't know what this Varnashrama Dharma is. When they don't know what is Varnashrama Dharma, they will lead to Varnashankara, unwanted population, just like it is happening now. Illicit relationships, premarital affairs, living relationships. What are all these things? Varnashankara. Doggish mentality. This is exactly the street dog is doing the same thing. There's no difference. Now, this is so called sophisticated. They do it in the apartment. They do it in a room or a building. Sophisticated. Live in relationships. There's no difference. That is how the degradation happens. Now, down the line, next 100 years later, we don't know what kind of degradation we'll see. That's why Prabhupada says, just finish this. Don't go to next life. Prabhupada says very clear, just finish everything in this life only. Don't say, oh, my relationship will be improved in my next life. I will do a betterment in my next life. I'll do this in a next life. No, no, finish your business in this life. Because we don't know what kind of body we'll get, where we'll get. Let's think about a human body taking birth in America, not to devotees, but to some people who eat meat every day. What kind of consciousness will have through that? The hearing itself is scary actually. Having birth in America, where complete materialism is there, leading a life in that, doing all karmic reactions. What kind of hope we have? That's why that fear which we have is a good fear. Because that good fear will actually elevate from gear 2 to gear 3. That means we use that clutch, that tatastha shakti, we use that tatastha shakti to use and then elevate our consciousness to the spiritual level. Knowing that, oh, I don't want to come. I don't want to take up another human form of life. I don't want to go into another animalistic life. Because if my consciousness is animalistic, then I'll get an animalistic body. I don't want to go into this animalistic consciousness. I don't want to go into the animalistic life. I simply want to be servant of the servant of the servant. Oh, there is a problem, I'll accept. There is a situation, I'll accept. There's another problem, I'll accept that. I'll accept all of these things. Because this is a real thing now. The real thing is bhakti. Bhakti has to be propagated. And that propagation comes through our consciousness. Now, Arjuna is having the reasons, all the reasons in this world not to fight. Duryodhana also has all the reasons in this world to fight. One is on a selfish pain, the other person is on a selfish pain. The person who is on the selfish pain, he cannot understand Gita. Even Krishna saw the universal form, still also he cannot understand. Oh, Krishna is Supreme Personality God. I will not accept. That doesn't matter to me. Because his thought process is on a selfish pain. Selfish pain will not take us anywhere. Anything devoid of Krishna consciousness is futile and useless in this world. Anything. That means everything which we have, it has to be used in Krishna consciousness. If it is not, then it's a problem. That's what Krishna is telling. Now, if Krishna, see, this is very interesting data on this. If Arjuna would have got the thought or consciousness here that, I am thinking so much. Krishna is a supreme proprietor, right? He's a master. He's sitting next to me. Why am I thinking all of these things? No doubt it looks on a selfless plane, but still my heart is not satisfied. Let me ask Krishna right away. Krishna, you tell me what I should do. That thing did not came here. You know why that thing did not came here? It's interesting. We need to think about that. Why Arjuna is not bringing Krishna into picture at this moment? No, Arjuna brings Krishna into this picture also. At this moment also, in the next slokas, he brings Krishna into the picture. But that bringing is totally different to what he brought Krishna in second chapter. Here he is bringing Krishna to complain. There he is not bringing, there he is bringing Krishna to submit. There's a lot of difference. Both अंतर है दोनों में. Here Arjuna is thinking he is the controller. There Arjuna is thinking he is the countries to be controlled. Please understand. Tatastha, Jiva is Tatastha. The Jiva has to go to the higher realm. That means he has to give the control to the other person. Spiritualism is what? Giving the reins to the other person. That means putting our consciousness aside, taking their consciousness. This is not spiritualism. Spiritualism is this. But here he brings Krishna through his vision. That's why he says, "Oh Krishna, you can kill these personalities. You are killing demons, and you are asking me to kill my family members. What is this?" And if that means for you there is one dharma, for me there is another dharma. He is questioning Krishna. There's a relation, na? They have relation. Arjuna is a sakana, he's a friend. He's questioning. Dear devotees, if this friendship is there, in second chapter, Arjuna wouldn't have understood what Gita is. Arjuna submits. That means he's putting his friendship aside. And then he's taking Krishna as his master. Now you are my master, you tell me. Whatever you tell, I'll accept. This moment only Krishna begins with. Dear devotees, this is the difference between Krishna and Lord Chaitanya. Lord Chaitanya is not in a position, he's not asking surrender also. He's asking, just come to me, Baba. मैं बोलता हूँ ना. So merciful. Namo Mahavadanya. Mahavadanya, most magnanimous, most compassionate. Krishna Prema Pradayate. And that person came to give that Krishna Prema only. Now Krishna, who was supposed to give Krishna Prema, he is asking, he has some requirements to that. If Arjuna is fulfilling that, then only he will speak those things. If Arjuna is not fulfilling that, Krishna will not speak Gita. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is not like that. Namo Mahavatan. Same Krishna only, but his heart is different. There is a father heart. Father requires submission. Here it is mother heart. Mother doesn't require submission. Mother is only saying whether he is accepting that relationship or not, whether he is really genuine or not. You're not asking more because through the relationship, through the genuine desire, Lord will give everything. Through the moment Lord gives everything, then through that giving, the sadhaka or the aspirant, the follower of Lord Chaitanya, then by seeing those personalities, he will show. See, understand, please understand this here. So beautiful process is this. That's why Kali batch is different batch. Oh, Arjuna is in Dwapar Yuga na. For them it's easy. There's a problem? Immediately. Yes, Krishna, you are the master. Karmanyavadikarasya. Apalishita. Arpanya dosha bahata sabha. Yes, Krishna, I am submitting to you. But now Kali batch for doing that state is difficult. That's why Srila Prabhupada came. Most magnanimous, most merciful is giving. Don't worry. You hear, you understand. You know, you completely observe. Take this truth. Take this to them. Don't commit these four things, huh? Don't commit these four things, and then take this truth. And then chant Hare Krishna. Slowly your consciousness will be elevated. Then select the right choices. You know what? Everything is with heart only. Arjuna had a problem in the heart. Krishna immediately removed that problem. But Krishna is expecting something from him. Here Arjuna is giving all the reasons. One among the very important reasons here. We should think about this reason again and again. If the society is degraded, why the society is degrading? Because of us only. Because we are not taking Krishna consciousness nicely. This is how I see. I always see like this. I was telling my mother also. No. She was sharing an issue to me. Then I was telling Amma, there's an issue. I understand. But if you go outside, you know how many issues you will see? Unlimited issues. Because this material world is full of issues on it. But the issue which you're talking about, very minute issue. But dear devotees, if the issue comes to us, then it doesn't look minute. To tell that issue is minute is easy, but to go through that issue is not easy. That means to go through that issue, we need to be fully Krishna conscious. Then the answer to the issue is internalization. Check our heart, check our heart, check our heart. We'll find so many solutions in the heart. Do hearing nicely. We'll get so many solutions just by hearing. Our Lord is present in everyone's heart. Lord is present in the devotee's heart also. Na? If a devotee is speaking something, you should understand it's Krishna who is speaking. Why Krishna wants us to correct? In this case, we think about others. You know how we think about others? Oh, he is doing Vaishnava Aparadh. It is a problem for him. Are yaar, we're thinking this, we think in this way. Now he is bringing up an issue. That issue is connected to me. When the issue is connected to me, then what happens? Then we see from that perspective, oh, this Prabhu is committing Vaishnava Aparadh. So we think that we are that Vaishnava. But when the issue goes from this side, you know how we will think? That person deserves this. At that moment, we don't think that this is Vaishnava Aparadh because we are doing that now. So the solution to that is internalization. When we go internal, then we see our here just definitely every person we are dealing with, actually dealing with Krishna. The moment Arjuna realizes that, wow, Krishna, then you see beautiful questions coming from Arjuna. Because he understood, just through the submission, he understood. But everything is been created. Everything is by the arrangement of the Lord. Everything is managed by his understanding. Everything is driving through his vision. Now he wants this to be happen. He wants what to be happen. Yes, there is war. If he wants there is no war, there is no war. If he wants there is war, there is war. That means whatever he says, that is what will come. That is whatever is happening in our life. We need to understand that is actually coming from the Lord. That is what his real submission is. Mhm. Now, if you understand that today, great. If you understand that next time, that is also great. If you do not understand, that is the problem. Oh, wife is not supporting. Yes, yes, that is the arrangement of the Lord. Husband is not supporting. Yes, yes, that is double arrangement of the Lord. No one is supporting. Yes, yes, that is super arrangement of the Lord. Krishna, yes, this is arrangement. Oh, mind is not allowing me to chant. Yes, yes, this is good for me so that I can depend more. Yes, Krishna. Oh, I'm unable to get up in the morning. Yes, that's good. That's good. That's good. That's problem here. Good here. That is good for us. What do we do in that state? We depend. We take shelter. We internalize. Oh, my dear Lord, we beg in front of the Lord. My dear Lord, please kill me if I cannot practice Krishna consciousness. Please, my dear. I don't want this life. Please, but give me Krishna consciousness. If you kill me, at least in the next life you give me Krishna consciousness, so that I can be born to pure souls. So right since Garbhadan Sanskar, they will tell Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead. My dear Lord, I want to come. I want to come into that family. Please, please, please. What is that? Begging, prayers. Now, who is getting that conviction? Are we getting it conviction? Are we doing it? No, no. It's the acharyas who are telling us. Let us do it. Let us do this. This is the only thing which is coming. This is the best thing. There's nothing else. You try everything in this world. You will not get happiness. Happiness means what? It doesn't come and go. That is also happiness. Little happiness is there through the senses. Because Krishna thoda deta hai na. Little happiness is there in the senses. But the little happiness is very limited happiness. It is not permanent happiness. To get the permanent happiness, one should understand about eternal. And one should actually work on that eternal pain. The moment we begin working on that eternal pain, then what happens? Then revelations from the heart will come. Just like Arjuna will see. When he's speaking all of these things, now, you will not see these things again repeated in Gita. You know what this? I was just thinking, is Arjuna repeating those first chapter shlokas? Never repeated. That means clarity means full clarity. Just like in the conditions that we do this now. Oh, last year I had this conviction that Krishna is Supreme Personality of God. Now I do not have a conviction that Krishna is Supreme Personality of God. Or no, I don't see following the words of the Acharyas is so important in my life. See this. The consciousness is changing. But we don't see Arjuna like that. You don't see the shloka again in the entire Gita. In the next 700 shloka, you don't see. You don't see Arjuna complaining like, oh Krishna, why you can kill all these persons, but I cannot kill these persons. Why are you asking me to kill these persons? You don't see that kind of questions later. Later on, at the end of Gita, Arjuna says, yes, Karishya Vachananta. Whatever you said is absolute. I agree to it in toto. Then he agrees to that Sarvadharman Parityajya Mamekam Sarvadharman. See the beauty in the passage, dear words. See the transformation of a soul. It's very sincere. It is. So, what is the quality or the prerequisite for this selflessness? What is that selflessness? I should put first everything. For example, let's say if you're constructing, if you're expanding the temple. Just giving an example. There's a temple in the community, part of the community. Let's say they're extending the temple. Then he, the spiritual master will tell, you know what, we have to extend this. He will not ask, but he will just give an indication. He will not ask, oh, give me Lakshmi. He will not ask. If anyone is inspired, you want to extend this. He will not even tell like that also in the class. I haven't seen once also. Spiritual master telling like that. When he sees his close devotees, he will tell, can we extend this? What do you think now? Then immediately you understand, "Arey, abhi nikalna hai, yes? Chal, let's remove. Let's get all the money and give it to them so that they can do the extension. That is, what are they doing? They're taking out money first from their pocket, not from the other pocket. What is this? This is selflessness. And this comes through relationship. Just like Arjuna received that relationship with Krishna. I gave an example which is very profoundly connecting to what we are discussing. That means what he does, he immediately gets from his pocket. And he says, dear Krishna, please take this. He says, oh, I've already taken from you before. No, no, still, please still, yes, Krishna. Will be used in your service. The service of the service. Much more is it in this life? Manas Dehe Jo Kichma, Harpila Topadananda Kishora. When this consciousness is coming, more than Krishna will empower so much. Then if Krishna desires, 100,000 temples will also come. But Krishna is looking for that consciousness. If that consciousness is not coming, oh, how much ever we try, it will not work. Because that thing is not established now. If Arjuna is selfish, he wouldn't have understood. He wouldn't have known to submit himself. But he's selfish. Pure soul. Now that is why he is able to understand Gita. Not if not in this life, next life we have to come to this state. But for sure we have to come to this state. For sure. There is no alternative to this. Very important. That is, you see, if you see actually the explanation which Arjuna is telling, this explanation is also selfless. Because it's thinking about the other's well-being. We'll stop here. Anyone would like to add anything? Would like to share? It's a very important conversation. How Varnashrama principles, if they are not there, you see how the society is dog society. There's no Varnashrama. Everyone wants to enjoy the other person. A boy sees a girl, he wants to enjoy. Girl sees a boy, she wants to enjoy. Gratify the senses. That means whatever we did in the previous life, we are repeating the same thing. Because no Varnashrama. Dharmasya tattam nihitam guhayam. That means the confidential knowledge is hidden in the heart of the acharyas, in the Mahajanas, pure souls. That means if that is not taken, everything is ruined. The society goes to dogs. That's why there is war, because they want my thing, this is mine, I want to have this, I want to have this. It belongs to me, it belongs to me. I want to add tariffs, I want to do this, I want to do that. More, I want to bring more profits to the country. Mine. Selfish endeavors. Through that mine, he's also getting benefit because he's doing all of that for himself. Duryodhana mentality. That's why nobody's happy here. Because the mentality itself is wrong. The root mentality is wrong. Just like that Brahmana, Narada Muni comes and then he tells, oh, Narada Muni would ask, would you like to go to the spiritual world? He asked, where are you going, Narada Muni? He said, I'm going to the spiritual world. Can you ask me when the Lord will take me back to the spiritual world? Then he says, yes, I will go and ask. Then the Lord says, 100 lifetimes. The moment Narada Muni, he hears from the Narada Muni, he becomes furious. Why is he become furious? because he's expecting that to happen in his life at that moment. Because he's not in a mood of begging, but rather he's in a mood of accepting. He wants that to happen because he has Janja also, na? He has thread also, sacred thread. That's why he wants that to happen in his life. But he's not in that consciousness. Staying in that consciousness is one thing, getting is another thing. Because he's not in that state, that is why he's frustrated. Frustration is coming for that reason only. One should be deeply absorbed in this truth. We don't have anything else other than this. If we have that conviction, then we will actually come out of these inabilities within no time. The moment we are coming out of these inabilities, we should give those things to our spiritual masters. Because through their mercy only we are doing this. Through their mercy only we are practicing this. Through their mercy only we are perceiving all of this. Otherwise, how can we perceive the heart of Arjuna? I always think about that. There is no way to perceive the heart of Arjuna because we have no connection. But it is only through the mercy of spiritual master we are able to connect or perceive the heart of Arjuna and perceive the heart of Duryodhana and perceive what we have to take and what we should omit. That is the such. You see the society, is it good? No. Do we see any hope other than Krishna consciousness? No. There's no hope other than this. Everyone wants to use the other person. Enjoy, enjoy. Maya, na? Maya. Material nature, very powerful. Daivi Yeshguna, Mama Maya Duratta. Very powerful. Correct. Anyone would like to add, would like to share? The selfless mentality should kick in. Yes, Amma. Baswat. Please share.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Prabhuji,
Hare
you have
Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Yeah, Prabhuji, I do not have anything, no question or adding, but what you said, it's like to contemplate in my consciousness, which is very important. And you discuss about the Varnashram Dharma. Can you hear me, Prabhuji?
Yes, Amma.
Yeah. The Varnashram Dharma and why it is important in our society. You describe very well, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. So, contemplating those important points about the culture, the in this present age, and how to act on those cultures. I mean, how to react or take action against those activities. What's doing this in this future generation is doing have to learn, Prabhuji, in a perspective of practicing Krishna consciousness, how to approach them and how to guide the future generation is only in our hand. It's hard, it is hard, it's challenging, but we have to try, right, Prabhuji?
Yes. We should depend on more and more. There is no hope for us other than taking complete dependence, complete shelter. The more we depend, the more we get the mercy. My mother and I, we were discussing in the morning also about the same thing. The more we depend, the more we take shelter, the more we see our inabilities, the more we see from which position we came. That will actually make us grounded. And we always reflect from our past, how we came, how this Krishna consciousness, how we entered this Krishna consciousness, how Krishna consciousness helped us so much. And we always discuss about our past also, from where we came, how we came. Because when we discuss about the past, then we see, Arey, yaar, Krishna has given us so much. He's helped us so much. And we feel grounded, and we feel rooted, and we feel their presence, and we don't commit any mistakes. Because what are we aspiring for? We are aspiring for that only, Krishna consciousness. So when we see or understand our past, about our past, and see about our present. And then we aspire for the future, because that is the way of pursuing the truth more. Arjuna, when Krishna left, Arjuna is remembering all those beautiful interactions with the Lord. Comes in Bhagavatam. He cries because he's missing the presence of the Lord. There's a deep relationship with the Lord. He's always remembering him. And the moment his energy, his Shakti is gone, taken away, he understood. The Shakti was given by the Lord, now it has been taken by him. He's not dejected. This is a very interesting. I love that episode where Arjuna is not dejected actually there. Oh, किधर गया मेरा Shakti? He's not dejected. Rather, he's remembering through that removal of that Shakti, of that energy. He's remembering the Lord. This is what now we should aspire for. Aspire for that. There is difficulty, we remember the Lord. When there is happiness, we remember the Lord. And we remember the Asharas more because they give us that consciousness. Because they are the connecting factor in our life. Srila Prabhupada and his followers. They are the mercy, shelter for us. They are the go-to hope for us. I always think if Srila Prabhupada did not write this purpose, then the pure souls who are connected to this moment, now how would they understand the heart of Srila Prabhupada? They understand in the heart of Srila Prabhupada and then they're giving us. It's a beautiful thing. I always think if Srila Prabhupada did not write this purpose, or if Srila Prabhupada did not give all those lectures, that Shravana, then how the pure souls will come? This is this unlimited mercy. So when we see that, then we understand this is the life for us. We should aspire for this consciousness. And we should work, we should do everything for their happiness. When that mentality is coming, that moment we're not thinking about us. Rather, we're thinking about them. At that moment, Krishna will think about us. Hare Krishna. Should aspire for that consciousness more and more. Hare Krishna. I don't know when I will get that consciousness. We should try. We should be fixed up in our classes. Hare Krishna. Anything else?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisances or close to
Hare
Shri.
Krishna.
Prabhu, thank you so very much, Prabhuji. I just wanted to share, Prabhu, yesterday on the same topic when we were discussing after, I just wanted to check, wanted to share first and then eventually thought of checking whether it's right or not. The Varna Ashrama Dharma or Varna Sankara, on a very high level, yes, when compared to materialistic living and so forth, this living together and so forth. But if we go too deep, anything which doesn't follow um, the Bhagavad Dharma or the Vedic um, instructions, what our acharyas have given, or what Guru suggests us, itself is results into Varna Shankara, right?
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. So I was just contemplating women, in my case, are expected to take care, as per Bhagavad Dharma, is expected to take care of the family, to serve the family which is serving the Lord through the family. But if women desire, like me, desire to, whatever the reason may be, to fulfill the desire of parents or internally the self-interest or whatever it is, but if going out into the world serving the society, mm, with obviously without Krishna consciousness, because back then, um, Srila Prabhupada's books somehow did comparatively no Krishna consciousness back then, which means serving the Maya, which means Varnashankara only, right? Prabhu, thinking deep.
Yes,
Obviously, then,
absolutely.
yeah, yes, Prabhu. The result of it would be seen, obviously, currently. And yeah, and taking more and more shelter at the right position. That way we know why we are put into this position, and how to come out of it is only possible through Guru, because Guru is following the Bhagavad Dharma. Slowly come out of it, or the best solution. I just want.
Actually, Varnashankara, anything which is against dharmas tattvam nihitam guhayam. Bhagavatam also tells the beginning. Bhagavatam says, let's say you're doing a prescribed duty, but that prescribed duty is not helping to elevate the consciousness, or it is not helping to practice Shravana and Kirtana. That means actually following them. If the prescribed duty is not helping us to follow that Shravana and Kirtana, the principles which are given by the acharyas, then all that is a useless ending. That's what Bhagavatam says. It's a little heavy, but that is what Bhagavatam says. It's in the first chapter, first canto, where Vyasdev he picks he picks a very vital aspect, and then he confirms again and again that anything you may do, so-called society service, anything in this life, they're all they don't give benefit to anyone. Anyone in the sense the person who's actually doing is not getting benefited. That means he's not satisfied through them. If he's not satisfied, then whoever is under him or his family, they're not satisfied. Because what is happening slowly, degradation. Degradation happened. That means, is it established in any way? It is not established in any way. Is it helping in any way? It might be helping materially, but it will not help spiritually. That means we are in the material plane, we're not in the spiritual plane. Material plane means again frustration, complaints, again problems, this, that, so many other things. That is the core problem in this world. Everyone wants to be independent. I've been observing this a lot. We all want to be independent. Everyone. Through that independence, whatever we like, we do that. Is that following dharma? It is not following dharma. Let's say one person wants to build a temple. He'll build a temple. One person wants to do something else. He'll do something else. Another person wants to do something else. He'll do something else. जो सोचा वो करो. Is that authorized? No, it's not authorized. So it is very important to understand. If you are not giving importance to Shravana and Kirtana, what can we do? That means the root thing is not established. That is the root actually. Bhagavad Dharma is the root for everything. If the Bhagavad Dharma is not established, then we cannot do anything in this world. No matter how many big temples you construct, it will not translate, it will not make one person self-realized out of that. So what is the use? Because if it is not helping in any way, what is the point of doing it? It's not helping anyone. A person has to be self-realized. A self-realized person has to tell that, oh, this is right. Otherwise, it becomes a mind game. Otherwise, it becomes our temples will become like Hindu temples. You give $50, I'll do arti. You give something else, I'll do Shanti Puja. You bring your car, I'll do car puja. It becomes like that. Prabhupada didn't want that to happen. That's why he focuses more on Bhagavad Dharma. When that is established, then everything will be established. That means through that Bhagavad Dharma, who has to be maintained? Vaishnavas, Brahmanas, children, elderly people, women, cows. If these five are maintained, then the society will be sustained. Then temples will flourish. Because to maintain temples, Brahmanas are there, cows are there, elderly personalities are there. They are happy. Woman is happy. They will do the service. Children, they are their next generation. That is what is happening. You are establishing Varnashram Dharma. Varna Shankara is not coming because Varnashram is established. I remember Krishna telling, we have taken Krishna consciousness on one level, but our dependents, they will take Krishna consciousness to the next level. Their dependents, they will take Krishna consciousness to the even next level. That means what is happening? Elevation. For that to happen, there should be souls who should aspire to come back again into this community and then lead a life. That means those individuals should aspire for that. Pratijanme kore asha. Charanera I want to aspire. I want to come and serve the acharyas again. I want to come and serve the spiritual master again. That means those soldiers should be established. If those soldiers are not established, then how come Varnashram Dharma will be established? It will not be established. That means those personalities should come again and again. That means the cows who are there in the community, they become brahmanas in the next life. They become pure souls. Because continuously they are hearing Shravana, they're doing Kirtanam, they're hearing. That means there's a plan for everything. We're not creating a plan just for this life. No, 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 no. Nattunetam jasunatam, nattunema janat. We are creating a plan for the life after life process. Now you can say who are seeing, who is seeing. I don't believe after. You don't believe, you don't believe. This is a process of faith. This is a process of understanding. I know Krishna should tell him, oh, if you don't understand, that's okay. Doesn't matter. I understand. That's what he says. That means that kind of personalities, when that kind of personalities are there, then we'll understand the gravity of this process. How this moment will go for next 10,000 years? Prabhupada says it will go for 10,000 years. How is that going? There are souls. I know there are some souls outside our community also who are aspiring to come after life, next life also. I know some souls. They're pure souls. That means they say, no, I want to serve Srila Prabhupada again. If everyone is going to the spiritual world, who will be here? He says, I want to come again. There are some souls. Where they are, yes, that's why it will continue. They are wonderful souls. I always feel taking dust of their lotus feet. They're great. Exalted Vaishnavas. There are some souls who want to go. That is also perfect. There's no harm in that. Prabhupada says that there's no souls who aspire to go back and back to God. That means these things we should understand. We should understand what we are doing actually. We should understand. Should know that that is not devotion what we are doing. At least myself, I'm not doing devotion. Should understand. We should be convinced. There's so much in Krishna consciousness. One person will give like 1,000 or 2,000 or 5,000 or $10,000. He'll keep in his he will keep in his heart for the rest of his life. और यार मैं उतना डोनेशन किया. What is this? Is that Krishna consciousness? Everything belongs to him. We give only a portion. What does that signify? We should get more aspiration to do more. Or karna, we should do more. It is what devotion is. This is like Arjuna is aspiring. He wants now after Arjuna, right now Arjuna doesn't want to fight. Later on at the end of Gita, he says, Krishna, I cannot stay without fighting. This is the transformation of consciousness. This is what we should aspire. So we should understand Real following of Varnashrama is when we follow the words of our acharyas. That's what Srila Prabhupada says. When we do that under good association, then it will please our. Because nothing else will give satisfaction. We try anything, will not get satisfied. Jiva cannot be satisfied. The Atma can only be satisfied with Krishna consciousness. Because that is a natural propensity in Krishna. Otherwise, the Atma cannot be satisfied with this sense gratification, so called material advancement, satisfied. It will not be happy with that. Prahlad Maharaj says, whatever you're destined supposed to get, you'll get it, even though you do it or not. If the entire world understands this, there's no anxiety in this world actually. There's no war actually. But people don't understand. I want this, I want that, I want more gold, I want more oil, I want this. They fight for so many cheap things. That's how the world will be. That's how the material nature will drive this world by giving all the cheap allurements of this world. But we should be very diligent. We should not be. We should not be trapped through all of those things. Hare Krishna. I think it's a lot of time for me. Let's stop here. Is it okay, Amma? Sushilpa?
Yes, Prabhuji, thank you so very much. Thank you for adding. Hare Krishna.
If your health is not good, please take care. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu, with your prayers.
Thank you all very much. Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dhanyavad Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you for giving a wonderful lecture, Prabhuji.